because
you might see us up there.
And it is tasty. They're tasty rolls.
I'm pretty sure you're going to see our next guest up in a poster inside that shop. Keith O'Brien, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much, Mike. How's it going?
Very good. You're on the what is it? You're on the running now?
The campaign trail, I think they call it. Yeah, I'm running for student president this year, so it's tough. I mean, there's a war of the t-shirts going on outside at the moment. I think every candidate's just come on campus now in a minute, the last couple of minutes with all their t-shirts, and it's a case of who's got the best one. I think somehow is going to start swaying votes.
And you picked light blue.
I picked light blue, and it's actually I think we're the only people that are going with a graphical design on the front of it. It's actually got my face on it, a bit Andy Warhol style. So I'm not pompous now, like, but people said it'd be a bit of a crack, like, just put the face on it, get the face out there, literally. So
it's different anyway.
So you're spending a bit of money on the campaign this year, are you?
Actually, I am. I'm spending a bit of my money on it, but this is something we haven't announced yet, so you're going to be exclusive to it. We're actually going to be publishing the accounts of my campaign for the students' elections. We're the only candidates to say that we're going to do it. No other candidate, in my knowledge, in the history of the UCC elections, has ever published the accounts of their campaign. We've got an independent auditor. We've kept all the receipts, and we're going to show the money that went in. And we'll show anyone who donated, which is, I think, a grand unfortunate total of 60 quid. And they were just UCC students said that, they throw in a tenner to help me out. And we'll be publishing the accounts of that. There's a presidential debate tonight, and we'll be announcing it there officially. So.
And this transparency will be carried into your presidency if you get successful?
100%. I mean, if you look at the manifesto, I mean, the three key values are transparency, value for money, and empowering students. I mean, transparency is important, especially in this day and age. We see what's all going on nationally. We've got to bring that locally as well. I mean, it's about €18 million going to the registration fee. If you look at the publishing of the accounts there in Express about 2 weeks ago, about 5 million that's roughly unaccounted for. I mean, we've got to find out where that's going. Imagine what you could do with 5 million on campus.
5 out of 8 million.
No, 5 out of 18.
18, sorry.
18.
Jesus.
So that's around €300 per student.
We could buy a roadcaster with that, man.
We could build. We could build a second Mardyke, I'd say, at this stage, or at least but at least give the clubs a scoreboard or something. Do you know what I mean?
We could drive to Donegal, and the only people that would be able to listen to us would be within 30 miles of the campus.
Oh, he's savage.
I just want to ask you actually on the better business parts of your visions, publishing the SU and student centre accounts. How easy or difficult will it be to get that done?
Well, in relation to SU accounts, it's very easy. It should be done. It's actually constitutionally, you're supposed to publish them, so that students know where their money is going on, because it's students' money going in, it's public money. Now, in relation to the student centre, it should be easy. The Students' Union have gotten a majority control of the board of management this year. You know it yourselves. The president sits on the board of directors. So I mean, look, if the students are putting in 1.8 million, which is what the figures say, into the student centre every year, they got to know where their money's going for. They got to be getting value for money, and that's what I'm standing for. And if you look at things like, if 1.8 million are going in, why does it cost more to get food and drink in the student centre, like the new bar, that does in the old bar? Why are the course books so expensive? Why is the printing facilities and the computers here are not great? Why can't even buy fucking computer mats for the lab next to us there? Because these are all the things I'm talking about, bread and butter issues, like, but there's a lot of stuff in there. You brought up the business bit, like, that I want to talk about. Bank of Ireland are going to be leaving next year or two. It's been common knowledge for a while. One of my competitors actually told me that Ulster Bank are coming in. They're trying to get about 60 grand in sponsorship just to get into where Bank of Ireland are. I don't think they should come in for a variety of reasons, but I'm telling you, a credit union for staff and students is what's needed in this college. We'd be the first college in Europe with it. It's a fantastic idea. It works for students. Students put in their money, they'll get the dividends back, they'll get a better loan system, the banks won't be chasing them up. When I was welfare officer, the sheer amount of times I had a Bank of Ireland letter brought to me by students saying I was late repaying my loan, they want me to cough up now, and they're saying my parents lost their jobs. So that's the reality you're dealing with. But a credit union as well will provide scholarships for sports academia, like they do in the communities itself. So it's a win-win situation for me. People worry about maybe getting access to their money very easily. Put a debit card system in it, like they have out in Bishopstown Credit Union. I mean, I think I've thought it through, like, and I hope it's a good idea. I've gotten a very positive response from students on campus about it. They think it's fantastic. Sorry,
just on that relation, do you think that it might be a better idea to open up to more competition, not just have one institution on campus? Maybe I am 100% for competition. Like, I mean, definitely, but there's only so much space realistically. Like, I mean, you got to look at what benefits students the most. Like I said, you can open it up to as many banks as you want, but we have an AIB that's only a stone's throw away. Yeah. Good friends with lads inside there, Mark and lads. We have a Bank of Ireland campus, and we've got Ulster Bank below. So we do have 3 banks. You know what I mean? There is competition there, but like I said, you got to look what's going to give the best benefit for students. And I'll put this out there. I'll do the plan. Students seem to love the idea. That's the idea. I really feel good about it. Like, and I'll put that to them. Like, and that's what hopefully we'll go for. But in relation to other things like competition, yeah, 100%. But there's a problem with at the moment with UCC. And that's the fact that the Students' Union don't have control of anything. In other universities in Ireland and in the world, especially in the UK, the Students' Union would own the buildings they sit in. We don't hear. They'd own at least a shop or a bar. We don't hear. And some of them even own nightclubs. We don't hear.
We actually have a huge problem with raising financial revenue for the Students' Union. I've been pushing now very hard over the past couple of weeks. I even got a referendum put forward for a full-time entertainment and marketing officer for the Students' Union. Now, I don't know if you've seen the All Students email today, but the Students' Union have taken up a legal battle against that. I think that's bad form. I think we weren't consulted. We weren't allowed our own legal counsel, all that sort of stuff. But I want to say very clearly on that, it's something I'm determined to get through.
Realistically, though, is it a feasible idea?
It is. We're probably one of the only university unions in Ireland that don't have a full-time entertainment officer. Long story short.
Oh, I'm talking about, sorry, with the regards to...
the financial aspects. Yeah. I think it 100% is. We've seen a step there over the past couple of years. I've been involved in the Students' Union for 5 years. We've seen steps slowly but surely towards getting the student centre, students on the student centre board management. I mean, that's one step. You got to look at other things then, like the old bar and the new bar. I mean, if we can get control of the student centre, it took €9 million out of 12 million to build the student centre, and €9 million of that euro was student money. So, I mean, we have a huge thing on why the students got representation on the board management, because it literally came down to either the students that put in all that money own a student centre, or the fella that was up in the High Court saying that the students own the student centre and he wasn't liable. So that's what it came down to. I'm not going into it here, like it's a bit sensitive stuff and I might be misquoted. But yes, it is 100% viable, but you need someone who's going to look at the long-term aspects, long-term vision, figure out how it's going to work and make sure it's going to work. Because, like I keep coming back to, it's value for money. If students want quality services, cheaper goods, cheaper food and drink and the rest of it, they have to know where their money's going and that we're making sure it's working for them. That's why I go back to transparency. So empowering students through knowledge, it's about empowering them like in their own university to affect their own lives.
That's actually one thing I'd like to ask is I know a couple of guys, I know one fellow who works out in CIT, and he was telling me that if you, like, I know we have our student restaurant, I don't eat there that often because it's a bit expensive.
Which one is this?
The main rest.
Oh yeah.
You say €7 or €8 for dinner, would that be right?
Well, there's a couple of deals now, and it was in our year when Cal DeLune was the president and I was the welfare officer that we did good work in fairness. And I think the union this year have been quite good in keeping that going. We brought cans into the old bar, which unfortunately disappeared when I left, which is a pity, and I've called to bring them back in. I said very firmly I'll bring them back. I think it's good value. Now in relation to the main, now it's €1 for water and cider, it's €4 for a student special. They have got other deals. You can get a chicken roll. I know you're a plug in Highfield and I'm great fans of them, but you can get a chicken roll for roughly the same for about £3 inside there as well. So, you know, we have been doing good innings, but like I said to you, I think we've got a lot more to do.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's just looking at CIT, I mean, like, obviously we've got a bigger population of students and stuff, and, but I mean, I know one of the guys who works over there, he worked in their kitchens anyway, I worked on a different job, he was saying that all students are basically, they can get a dinner or a full breakfast for €3 every one of them. Even if you walk in off the street, you can get a breakfast or a full dinner there for €3 or €4 max. You're not going to pay more than €5. I just don't understand how us as a bigger college, who obviously we should have a lot more money anyway,
with 19,000 students as well, there's a big market there.
Exactly, and we're paying, well, I think for the campus kitchen compared to a lot of other campuses, we're paying a bit too much, I think. Or I mean, I don't know if that's down to management decisions or. I
think they have Campbell's out there, not Kylemore, and you got to remember that originally it was Campbell's on campus, and students hated Campbell's, so we got rid of them. So it seems like catch-22, you can never please them. But I'll say two things on that. As far as I know, again, this is why I would come back to the registration fee. There's money subsidising the food on campus through students' money, so you got to make sure that's true. And in fairness to Kylemore, I think they've been very good in what they've been doing, but the reality of the situation is they put a lot of money into redeveloping a lot of stuff that was on campus. Now, first years won't know, for instance, that the main and the mini used to be called the minge and the mange because the place is horrible. And the same with Campus Kitchen. Campus Kitchen was a joke as well. And you know, you can get 250 pizzas up in the mini. Yes, there's a lot more to do, and they've got a lot of plans. I've seen the plans. They want to develop, say, they want to put the restaurant on the first floor of the Kane building and put labs and stuff on the basement. And then there they wanted to have a thing called Elements. It's a bit like, you know, you go in, you order what you want to eat or what you want to eat, and they'll make in front of you like a stir fry and stuff like that. And you know, they're good ideas, and they have that in UCD in Belfield campus. So yeah, there's a lot to do. And again, it's about where the money's going. And it's about if students want cheaper food and drink on campus, they need to know where the money's going. And if I come back to the students and I go, I want cheaper food and drinks on campus, this is why, students go, damn right, that's perfectly acceptable, you're bang on the money and we're behind you. Because ultimately, the only way we're going to get change this university is students are behind their union. That's the simplest thing I can say to you.
And at the moment, has the students' union got access to the college's accounts of where the students' fees, including government money, is going?
To a certain point, they have. Over the past 6 years, they've been pushing, in UCC specifically, for a breakdown in the registration fee. Now, in my union, we pushed it hard, and we were getting somewhere. We got a preliminary breakdown saying, oh, it's spent on this and that. And this year, they have gotten a better breakdown, with more costs, like things like the fact they were paying €2 per square metre rent to university for things like the admissions office, the fees office. You think things, why are we paying rent to our own university? You know, that's our questions. So we have gone gone a good bit. But that's what I'm saying. There's 5 million currently unaccounted for. So there's 5 million we still have to find out what's being spent on. Is it servicing university debt that students didn't cause? That's what I want to find out. It's not fair. Is it servicing the governmental cutbacks? Is that fair that students are paying off that? There's a lot of questions that need to be asked. So we got to keep fighting for that registration fee breakdown. And more importantly, you have to think of increasing it next year. On top of all these problems and queries, I mean, you need someone, and I would say it would be myself, who will make sure that won't happen. I mean, I organised the fees protest last year in Cork City. We worked nationally on it, and look, fees are off the table. Now, it was a concerted effort by all the